Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fancy Rugby Yanks. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauber.
Let's tuck in. We got not too much rugby to talk about per se, but there's going to be a lot to turn through here. I have a feeling. Certain matches gave us certain things to talk about.
Yes, they did.
Oh God, I'm not really into that.
Yes, but I'm also very happy with some of the results. So.
Oh, I am too. Totally. I'm totally with you. All right, let's drink these damn things because I need one.
You know I need one.
Yeah, I know. We've had this conversation. Gimme. I have mine. I think we both have locals, which is good.
Yeah, I got the night shift.
The shift of the night.
Yeah,
I have.
Santilli.
Is this Frog Swamp? Yes, or Turtle Swamp. Excuse me.
Oh,
Turtle Swamp, which is in JP.
Okay.
Yeah, another small one.
And night shift is up in Everett.
Right.
So a little further away. Little import.
Still local.
Yeah.
We like it.
Everett's kind of local. It's kind of weird.
It's more local than freaking St. Louis.
That's true.
That crap.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Make sure that you're buying our boy George the Fancy Rugby Geek coffee. He's going to be invaluable for the run-in for many of you that are in FRD playoffs and trying to get to the top of your TRM premiership teams. And obviously, this past weekend was a critical week for those that were in Champions Cup semifinals as well. So grab your wallets and get that man some
FRG, a coffee beer thing.
Yep, that thing. And speaking of, grab your TRM upgrades. We're in the running. You're gonna want them. Okay.
Yeah. Now that like a lot of teams, and we'll talk about it later, but a lot of teams have their like nothing left to play for except the Prem. So nobody's saving their players. So it's going to be a rotation sometimes, but they're all trying to get top four.
Absolutely.
So yeah, TRM upgrades are vital to knowing who's starting because you never fucking know. Some of your best players might be starting, and sometimes you might not. Yeah,
you don't want to go sleep on that one. And of course, it supports the restart rugby as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Black Lives Matter, and we've got
fucking happened again.
Yeah, we got another sad one again. I mean, it's always sad, but this is just ridiculous. Like, the difference between a taser and a gun, like, come on, man.
And she trained other police officers. She's the one who they went to be like, this is how you're going to teach people how to do this.
Wow. That's just so shameful in so many ways.
And I'm glad she's already been arrested. That's great. But as people have said, the fact that she wasn't arrested on the spot, is problematic. It's like, that's where we need to get to is immediate accountability and real accountability.
Immediately gun and badge should be gone. Right there. Immediately gun and badge.
No. She should have been fired. Like she shouldn't get her pension. She shouldn't get a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, if she's arrested, she's not going to get it. If she's convicted,
she's convicted. Yeah.
She's not going to get
it. That should be out of the question anyway.
Right. No, I don't. I mean,
it's hard as fuck to get a conviction. I don't even know that they're good. Like this. So again, the Derek Chauvin. Sorry, I almost called it George Floyd. Sorry,
don't
Derek
do that.
Chauvin trial. Because I don't want to remember that fuck's name. I want to remember George Floyd's name. But either way, the prosecutor is just fucking up the defense, and so hopefully that works out. But you still never know because it's America, and all it takes is one juror to be a freaking MAGA chud and say no, cops are good no matter what, to fuck it up. So you never know. We don't know that there's going to be accountability there.
No,
it's too fucked.
No, and we do. One thing I do want to say is one of the biggest supporters of Black Lives Matter, Ashton Hewitt, had a successful surgery after his injury. So we wish him all the best. We like it. We love you, Ashton. Chin up, buddy. We'll see you out there soon. Okay, news cycle / player movement. We have some interesting stuff we haven't talked about. Some of it just broke this week.
Yep.
But the biggest one, I think, is
coming home.
Devo's coming home. That's Devo Wheels going back to Munster. I
think he saw what James Lowe did in his jersey for Ireland and said, no. I'm not having that shit for a while. At least for you.
I mean, yeah, he definitely should. I would assume he slots into the back three somewhere for Ireland. And, it is interesting. He kind of has taken a not dissimilar path from Sexton. Sexton played for Racing for a couple seasons and then went back to Leinster. And the Leinster crew will tell you he was much improved playing in that league. So and for that team as well. So
plus it helps that a lot of the Irish teams are playing more open now. They're trying to make it a little bit more expansive. So it'll be good for him, I think, if he can help advance that too.
Yeah, I think with the likes of the guys that have stepped in over there at Tillman Park, along with Joey Carberry playing 10, as long as he's playing 10, I think that helps tremendously. So that gives them options over there at Munster. So that'll be cool.
It's great to see on a lot of fronts.
Supe, moving on from Wasp, probably one of the worst kept secrets out there, going to Leon. He had a rough go, and I do feel terrible for him because I know he's a quality player. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
Yeah, everyone knows
people know that.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard in England sometimes. That's not an easy adaptation to get to. Like, remember, he used to play at Forsyth Bar, which is under a roof. Like, that was his home pitch. So, he got half a season of that every year. Like, and that's perfect conditions. You can never. So to go to that and
to frozen ball every other week and raining.
No kidding. Yeah, so it is a trip, and some people just can't make the transition as successfully. We'll see what Leon looks like for him. It just seems to be a place where
that's a big need for them.
Yeah, Wisniewski's not quite there.
No,
and they need a little bit more help there. Something we didn't talk about, but it's a little old news, but we haven't talked about it yet. Mikey Brown heading towards the Toon and leaving Quins.
That's and hearing his side of the Quinn's departure story makes it seem kind of shitty, more than shitty. So just not well handled by the Quins, unfortunately. But it happens, right? I mean, I think even he's like, yeah, look, we're gonna have it's rough right now, but he's like, I'm always gonna feel at home with the Quins. So
absolutely,
like, yeah, it's just. Yeah, it wasn't done disrespectfully on purpose. I don't think they fucked it up.
Yeah, it's just a old pooch screw on that one.
Right, and their loss is Newcastle's gain.
100%.
That's a team that needs a presence like Mike Brown. So
yeah, just that veteran presence alone is worth so much to that team right now. So there's no reason to sit there and think that that's going to be anything but good.
Yeah. They're very they're young in spots and really could use a veteran like him.
Yeah, and Toby Flood's going bye soon, so
right.
They need somebody. Basically, he's still at the club, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
When was the last time we saw him? I thought he got hurt, but I think he also sucked.
Yes, yeah, he was not good. Certainly towards the tail end here. Yeah. Elton Jantjies is leaving South Africa and going to PAO. Like, I don't know. I don't know why people want to go to a place like that. Like, I get it. It's probably nicer.
Look who's going. Like, it's not exactly the highest quality of 10. Certainly outside of South Africa, the dude can't fucking tackle at all.
Yeah, he has an issue with tackling. That's for sure.
That's that. So and his ball handling, he can kick, certainly, no question about that.
Yeah, he'll attack, but his defense is always questionable.
Yeah, and that's so yeah, go to France, get your money, dude.
Yeah, I mean he'll make bank.
Go for bank. It. And he's the kind of, but that's the kind of player that would be attracted to PAO, right? Not
seems it.
Not the top program, not a
no.
Yeah, no, he's going there to make money. He's not going there to win. He's not going there to better himself as a player. He's going there to get a paycheck.
Make some dough.
And good for him. I would be preferable if he would go somewhere to become better, but that's just not his style. So
seems it not.
Hey, I'm not. I'm not. Good, get your money, man. I don't care. You're a professional athlete. Like,
yes,
not everybody has to want. You don't need to be the best in your position. You don't need to be. There's no shame in not being the best. I don't think either of us can claim to ever be the best at our positions. So,
no, definitely not.
Have fun, make your money, go for it.
I don't know. Whatever. It's your poison, dude. Have fun. All right. So let's talk a little bit about a respected member of the media. Jess Hayden wrote a very interesting piece on Rugby Pass about Wales and the complete disregard for their women's program. And it's just it's really sad to read about it, because we saw the results on the field the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like okay, they've injected some sort of money, but they have no development programs, and their development programs are, what there is seems to be very scattered at best. So it's
to make the U.S. development program look
good.
Well
That's
run.
Terrifying. Although you and I had a conversation about that, but yeah, not good. Still looks all right that way. It's just, yeah, it's really, you could see the freaking heartbreak on the Welsh faces.
Yeah, they know that they're better than this, but because they are, but it's just, you can tell the resources that other teams put in, and the results bear that out, that, they know how to play with each other. The Welsh just don't. It's not their fault. They just, it's you can take an all-star team to like a big tournament and still just fucking if the other teams, though, you have other all-star teams that like play together all the time. It's not, or clubs that are just really good clubs that play together all the time. You're not going to do all that well if you just show up for like, hey, here's 2 weeks of getting to know you part-time, and then let's go play an all-professional team from England.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Or and we'll talk about the Irish squad that they played, and the French squad they played. Obviously, it was just two different things. Really, It was apples and oranges in so many ways, and it's just, it takes more than just a little bit of money. Like that's like hush money, basically, is what it comes down to, is what it feels like, and that's insulting in so many ways. And so I feel awful for the Welsh women that have played the last 2 games, and I think the Welsh Rugby Union really needs to take a hard look in the mirror and understand that they are fucking up. I don't care if the Welsh men just did what they did. You can't have one do so well and the other one just be a shamble.
Yeah, and you can't give up 98 points in 2 games without scoring a single one yourself. It's,
if that's acceptable, then you need to quit.
Yeah,
end of story.
And I guess that also, they definitely have a point where it's like the reverse of the situation where the soccer team here in the U.S. like the men, yes, the men are this like powerhouse team and get all, they get all the attention, they get all the funding, and they're winning Six Nations and going to what they were in the semifinals of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And the women get fucking nothing. You can, obviously you're not treating either team.
We've never made the semifinal. We've only got to the knockout round at best.
Right. And it's like you're just not, obviously you show that you can do it, but you refuse to do it for the women.
Yeah.
That's really what to me is the most fucked up.
Yep.
That you can't just pattern the because even if the funding isn't the same, that's not the ideal situation. But at least if you have certain programs that aren't, even if they're not well funded at first, fucking have them. The development programs, the U20s sides, all these things where you're developing a national team from the start, literally from the ground up. Yeah,
and take it seriously. Don't
have pathways programs.
Half-ass it.
Right. If it's not there, how can the players expect? Yeah, I get that they're embarrassed, and that's the worst part. Is that you're embarrassing your own, not your country, because fuck, obviously you don't care enough,
right?
Or else
that's not enough for you, clearly.
Yeah. Where's the you're just putting these players out there to embarrass themselves, and that's not fair.
No, it is not at all. So I feel pretty awful for their sakes as well. Let's jaunt over to the Six Nations anyway, just for a wee laugh. Italy 3, England 67 doesn't quite do it justice.
It's 3-17 at halftime,
right?
So and there was a point about 20 minutes in where I think I texted you. I'm like, this Italy team ain't that bad.
No, they're not bad.
They're not fucking around.
No, yeah. Franco was a monster. She was everywhere. Yeah, it's just you can see the gas ran out after a while. and that was the problem.
Well, and also England put on the cleals and
That also helps.
Put on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, they threw some gas on the fire there for sure.
A little bit.
That's not fair to break. And it was really good to see Sarah Hunter back for England as well. That the smile on her face said it all. But yeah,
and it's not like she played. It's not like I'm not shitting on the starters because they played well. It was that Italy fucking fronted up.
They did.
And so England had to bring on their best, their A-siders, to really create that separation.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the two scampers for England, that was a dead even game. And that's just the difference of professionalism, or not quite professionalism, and not there yet.
Right, a pass out the back doesn't go to hand. Yeah, it's going to be one of the defensive players who's charging up that's going to get their hands or a foot on it.
Peace. I was like, oh, yeah. She's not coming back.
Yeah,
bye.
No, that's like the last person. Emily, you don't put it.
Don't put her right in the Scarratt's hands. Good Lord.
Right, anywhere near her.
Bye. Yeah, she pieced.
Yeah.
But
and that's the difference between, again, as you said, the professionalism. The professional team would know just to take care of the ball around her.
100%. And it is. And I loads of credit to the Italians and what they did with that. That was, the first half, better team for sure. But they just don't quite have what it takes to get over that line, and they'll get there one day, I feel. But this was good stuff for them, considering their opposition. And then just England had way too much fun after that. I was like, oh, just stop. He's dead already.
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I felt so bad. I was like, nope, they're done. They're just stop. Please stop.
The damn towel.
Right. Where's the towel? It's all right. Well, at least the English woman went for the jugular and got her by the throat finally. So that is a good killer instinct at the very least. And then the aforementioned Welsh and Irish. It's funny. We talked about how ill prepared the Welsh Rugby Union more or less made the women. The Irish women didn't really play a whole lot recently, and they seem to come out with some sort of fire up their ass. My goodness.
Not only that, but I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her first name because I Parsons though. I butcher Irish names, so I'm not even going to. Anyway, she's what, 19?
Yeah,
she's a wee baby.
She's a kiddo.
So she's like their LRZ, and she's ready to go. Like there's no holding her back. I mean, that, it helps when you're in a program like that doesn't have established players that you have to win over. It's more like, oh, this girl can fucking fly. All right,
so you're playing her, do it.
Yeah. And oh my, could she fly? And throw the fens around too.
Yep. She was good.
And at that age, but there's obviously been development and work done with her. She's been in pathway programs, and that's
because they've talked about like our Leinster and Munster having women's programs, which would be great. I see no downside to that whatsoever. Constantine played pretty well as well.
Yes, she did.
And then Hannah Tyrell got hers at the end. She kicked quite well off the tee. She was leading the chart. She was steering the ship quite well. And then she got her try at the end. I was like, yep, that's nothing but deserved. She totally earned that for sure. So it's going to bring up a very interesting clash this coming weekend with them and France. So that'll be very, very interesting to see how that goes.
That will be. Ireland, I obviously, when we did our, I don't remember. Oh no, I had them pegged around 3. So this will really.
This will be. Let's see how on point you are, sir.
Yeah. But there's definitely there's a shot. I mean, Ireland are better than I expected. Flat out, I'll lay that out there. So but France are really fucking good too. So should be a cracker.
Yeah, should be a quite good match. How did you manage to did you get away from Emily Scarratt, captain?
No.
Yeah, nobody did.
Oh wait, no. I used I think I went with the wing. I lost it because I stopped thinking about it. I used breach.
Did you? Oh, you fell into that trap. You and Duncan both.
Yeah, I fucked myself. I can't do this. I'm not good at Women's Six Nations yet.
Yeah, as I stated with like I don't know. I know Emily Scarratt's going to score a shit ton of points, so I'm just going to do that, and I'll deal with the fact that I might not quite get there.
Breach gets the meters. It's the those meters run that are huge, and Scarratt doesn't always get that because she kicks a lot. It's so it's like, yeah, Scarratt's going to get her points, no doubt. But like Breach way outstripped her last week. So I thought that it was going to be the same kind of I thought it was going to be the same kind of situation here, especially when I saw the lineups. I was like, okay, they're just going to pass that ball to Jess Breach and watch her run.
Yeah, and I mean,
didn't really do that. They treated her like she was Ollie Lawrence.
Yeah. Whoops. Nope. Yeah, it was really unfortunate, and for like the Welsh women, like you just basically had to pick the less bad option because there wasn't a lot of points being scored. Lillicrap probably is the highest score right now, and that wasn't a whole lot there.
Yay.
Yeah, right. So,
and good on Lillicrap though for gutting that shit out as long as she could.
Yeah, she did.
We've all been there, but I mean not so much in that specific situation, but I mean like taking an injury and you're if you come off, your team's down to 14 because it's whatever.
Yeah, because they're already blown through the subs, unfortunately. Yeah, that sucks. So hopefully she gets better and she can pick up her club season soon here. Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
That's the other thing. They're not just getting embarrassed; they're getting fucking injured because they're not.
No, because they're not prepared.
They're not prepared physically or team-wise.
Really unfortunate
to play against.
Really sad. Yeah. So
anger.
We're going. I'd say this week we're going 5 Irish, 5 French. Are we going to go for a mix and match with the Scots and Italy, or what?
I think I don't know what I'm going to do. I hadn't thought about it yet. Let me because I would go 5 and 5 though, because I would assume that if for no other reason, it should be close,
right? And so that point differential thing won't kill you too bad.
Yeah, it won't kill you. It'll be about where you think you can get the best best points at that point for your money. I'm not sure what to. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to make of Scotland, because Scotland also impressed me at first. Against England,
right?
So yeah, I think it would be pretty even, but I'm leaning towards Scotland.
I think I'm going to take. I think if I can fit her in, I'm going to take Franco, the flanker from Italy. I think I'll take. I think I'll throw her in there.
That's not a bad call.
She played pretty well.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah, the fullback had positive. Where is she? Come on now. Yeah, she was one of the few that was positive for the Italian. So that might be a play.
Yep.
I may yet do that. Okay. Let's go to Aotearoa. Couple really good games.
Both went to Golden Point.
Golden Point. Who knew?
Yeah. And both featured drop goals in the Golden Point time. Only one was successful.
Only one found the right post.
Yeah.
So let's go to Forsyth Bar and Highlanders and Chiefs. We said it should be an entertaining one, and I don't think anybody was let down.
No, that certainly entertained me all the way through the end. A lot of good action. I do get to. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I know you're not. But yeah, he just kind of had a stinker, right?
Yeah. He scored though, didn't he?
Yeah, but off the tee, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was
He was missing a lot. I was like, how are you missing these?
About that. Although so was Damien. He missed a few.
D-Mac, yeah.
So
yeah, we played Golden Point for a reason.
Right. although I do get to poop on Quinn Tupaia, one of my favorite
one of your favorite things to do in the world.
Because and he does this occasionally, and so I'm not sure how injured he is, so I'm not going to shit on him too much, because sometimes you get hurt and you don't give a fuck about the ball, but when you're a professional, that goes out the window. I'm sorry, and you're not, nobody's forcing you anywhere. It just he just completely just flung the fucking ball away because something happened to his knee, and it's like, dude, there's no need to do that. Just fucking put it down and let it go, and everything's fine. And
then you can take care of it after.
You had to be like all like just drama, fucking flinging the ball.
All dramatic.
No. I'm sorry. Just fucking take it to deck and manage your injury. And that cost that's a big reason why the game went to extra time. That was right on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Poor
pissed me off
decision.
because I was like, and he had to come off. He didn't come back at half,
No.
but still, I hope he's okay. But I'm all right working without him for a while because it's just that he does some good things every so often, but he will just kill you like that, and do something helmet like that and throw the ball away. So
yeah. Do you think we see?
That's why I don't give him much of a much of a leeway for being injured because he just fucking does that anyway.
Do you think we see Nankivell or?
I hope so.
Or maybe a Trask Gatlin combo there.
Kind
of, sort of.
Yeah, I'd rather have Nankivell, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'd rather put ALB at 12 and put like Stevenson at 13 or something.
Okay.
There's options there. Shit, what's his name that we got from you guys?
Chase.
Yeah, Chase. Throw him in that mix too.
Yeah.
He hasn't been. I haven't seen him nearly enough.
Yeah, it's too bad to see that he hasn't been able to jump on it too much. It's too bad that Josh Ioane had to go and do what he did and be dumb, because man, did he play really well when he finally got on the field. If there's any question about who the best 10 on this team is, or who should at least be in that role most of the time, it's him. I don't think there's any question at this point. Certainly proved why he belongs on the on an All Blacks shirt. That's for sure. Just taking the game.
I was not happy with his performance.
Only because it was good.
Right. Nothing,
nothing personal in there.
Right. I appreciate it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. But hey, so I'm glad he was able to recognize that he fucked up. And he took it upon himself to say, "All right, I will fix this. I will make this right," and he did. So good on him. A lot of the right guys stepped forward for the Highlanders. Smith, Frizzell, the guy that we mentioned, guy's a monster. It's really hard. It's really hard to keep him out of the All Blacks at this point. So just amazing stuff from the two of them, and they're still a fun team to watch, but the Chiefs got the better of them, and I think they deserved it. There was a lot of really good stuff. The Saturo try right from the end, man, what control from that man!
Yep.
Woo! I was like, did he get that
down? Yeah. But I also didn't think his foot was that close at first. So like when we're watching the replay, and I'm like, he's diving, and it's.
Yeah, I was like, I had to be sure. It was because it was far sideline. I was just like,
exactly.
That was the one thing that made me question.
His foot did kind of slide out to the right towards the end, but he was in.
All good, just good body control all around. So it's the Chiefs that finally seem to just kind of wake up and get themselves on the winning track here, and good for them. Lots of good stuff from those boys, and even though
happy to see
gone.
I'm pretty pleased with their results lately for some
reason. Well, it's funny. They could sneak in and take that second spot right now.
I'm not saying it. I'm just hearing it. So
I know the Hurricanes are long gone. Nothing new. So there's that. And then also on the Aotearoa front, they did confirm the next steps for those two Pacific rugby teams for next year, which will be there's so much good that's going to come from this. So I'm excited to have them in the league next year, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. It'll be great. So looking forward to that for sure. Let's jaunt over to the land of the Hurricanes. And it was tight all the way through. We went to Golden Point here too.
Yep.
It was just a little unfortunate in more ways than one.
Not a good way to. Okay, so if this is a fairly new thing, this whole Golden Point. So there's not really a textbook on how to do it, but we have a textbook of how not to do it.
Yeah, Blackwell. What were you doing, you hammerhead?
Don't field the ball, field the kickoff.
Well, that and he went against the wind. Like, what are you doing? Like, go with the wind, you dumbass. Like, what are you doing? Like, leg? Like, that should be a threat. That should be an automatic threat.
Right, because you're kicking. Right, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was, and to start the game, Lamont I get a little bit lucky. I was a little concerned with what ended up being a yellow card.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, are we in trouble here?
Not great discipline there.
No, I was not. I was not impressed with that at all. I was like, why are you doing this, you dumbass? I get it. He's holding you on the floor, but just tell him to fuck off and
Right.
be done with it. But he made up for it. Because he did score. He did score. I know he scored before, and he just looked angry. He looked very angry running.
Mhm.
So that is the Nana Mape that the Hurricanes need to have any shot at anything ever, because he is much better when he plays in that fashion. So here's the thing with Ruben Love played this game for the Hurricanes, and this is why I wanted him. So if you didn't notice, on attack, Jordie Barrett wants to play 10.
Mhm.
And if we're going to do that, I'm okay with that. The problem is Ruben Love's a way better person that can attack out wide than Orban Ledger. No doubt about that in my mind. And just seeing it this weekend, and you saw the one little burst that he got, and
yes, right off the bat.
Yeah, he's like, I got this.
You got to show that threat, especially to a team like the Crusaders. It's like the whole Bull Durham. You announce your presence with authority. Like, you got to show them right off the bat that you're a threat. Yep, right off the kickoff. Yeah, okay, all right. This kid can
excellent.
He can run a little. All right, he's a problem.
Yeah, so with that, that's the better option at this point at 10 than Ledger. Sorry, there's a reason he's not even on the lineup at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
I liked the way they ran it, right? Because they basically ran a 2-10 system, because Jordie was on one side, essentially one side as the first receiver, and Love was on the other.
Mm-hmm.
When they were in attack. So I kind of liked how they worked it, and Love was for a fly half who's this is his first start.
This is his first start, if not his first game.
I thought he played last week,
maybe
the previous match.
Yep.
But yeah, first start, like, to not be a glaring fuck up.
Oh yeah, totally.
Is like,
he did nothing wrong.
And by that I mean, like, there's nothing that I was like, oh man, this Love kid might
be mad at him.
You just didn't notice him in either a good way or a bad way. It was just that means he did his fucking job.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially as a popping that cherry. That's
good. It was a good play. It was a good game from him. George Bridge seems to be coming back into form. Found himself with the line twice. quite good as well. Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh boy. They scored the first one at 11 or so. I was like, this is gonna be a fucking long night, isn't it? They fought back, but
I was like, wait, they were like reviewing it. I'm like, I didn't think and then no, with that like little thing he did.
Just got it down. I was like, ooh, did he get this down? Shit, bollocks. But that's how good he is. So, we saw the strength of him. It's really a couple more things, and we'll move on here. It's unfortunate that this game went into extra time, because it shouldn't have. That Reese try was a forward pass, and I don't know what it takes to see that, but
Kiwis.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing that Kiwis don't see.
It seems like they treat a pass almost like a kick, where because like that was I feel like if I remember the TMO talking about him about the play, he was like, oh no, he's behind him when the pass is thrown. And I'm like, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It matters where he catches it, dipshit.
Right. It's like, how about you look at the line that's painted on the ground where the one guy throws it from behind.
Apparently referees don't want to use that thing. I don't know what it is. Like, apparently referees are just like, yeah, lines, fuck it. I don't know what that is. It's like, use the things on the field that tell you whether or not the damn thing's forward.
Right.
Like, that's really easy. You're never going to have all the camera angles.
Yeah. The pass was never backwards. So, whatever.
Yeah. And Artie Sevilla was an absolute hero for this team.
Totally was.
Ended up doing his MCL, so he's out for about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So he'll be done for the rest of this comp and probably for the Trans-Tasman matches as well. But hopefully he's back in time for the Rugby Championship.
Yeah, he should be all right there.
So hope to see him there. Let's jaunt up to Champions Cup. We had two. It was just a complete. You talk about a mixed bag. This was a complete mixed bag. It really was.
I was pretty fucking happy about a couple of the results, actually.
Right.
Most of the results.
Good Lord. I mean, Yeah, just jeez. So the first match, number one, Peacock, you're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, assholes.
Oh,
Getting the timing wrong.
got the time listed wrong. And next time I see that, I'm just like, you know what? I'm trusting my brain instead of that shit. Idiots.
Right. We both did the same thing. Jared like texted me a half hour of the match, and he's like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" Like,
fucking Peacock.
Fuck, what the fuck?
And at that point, the match was fucking over because, I know,
I didn't even look in. I was like, I'll see it later, but fuck.
Sale had, muscled their way kind of back into it, but really in the end, like, La Rochelle was too good in the story. This team was way better than the team Sale played last week, and it was clear that they did not know what was coming at them. And by the time Dumeru got over for his first, I was like, this thing's over. And that was the end. Raymond Rule, not great defensively, but fantastic attacking.
I mean, what he was on? Was he on Yard's side? I feel like he was involved in plays.
He missed one tackle, I think, on the score near halftime on Sam James. That I think McGuigan offloaded to him. So
no, but I'm just thinking that, if you're on Yard's side of the field, you can be okay if you're not great defensively. You're not going to be that much of a liability.
No.
So certainly against Sale, who don't really have much in the way of back three or outside backs or backs.
Yeah, they're definitely missing a little bit of pop for sure. So and then the Lades try where he just didn't quit. So, and that's a lesson for all the kids at home: don't fucking quit.
Yep.
Just keep going. Never know. So if you didn't learn that after the fucking England try off Reece Stammet, then you better learn it now.
And everything was fine. Yeah, he pulled it back. Everything was great about that. And that was like, that's a good, all of that good lesson for kids, because he goes and he rips the ball, he rips it backwards, so it's not a knock. It's not like slapping it out of the hands. He's actually actively pulling it. Especially against a tiny, puny person. It's very effective. When their arms can't really even fit around the ball, it's hard for them to keep it.
Not necessarily that Tyrion Jamie crossover.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
So yeah, it was La Rochelle all the way. There was really, after a few minutes, it was almost no question.
Yeah, I mean that Aldrich try was.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good as well.
Just an amazing offload, and just him I thought he was a center. I was like, which I was like, which was that, a 12 or the 13? I didn't get the number. And
neither.
Oh, nope, neither. Aldrich. Oh, well.
Yeah, Gregory Aldrich. Amazing. And then so Leicester Exeter got a little bit of a dose of their own medicine, really, in some ways. Started fast and then had the opposition roar back against them and just kind of put the kibosh on them with Leinster.
They got Leinster. It took them a little bit to wake up.
Oh yeah, Leinster was still in the locker room for a little bit.
Yeah. I know Flaherty got the best of them twice, and that'll happen. But yeah, I mean, this is as I said coming into the match, in last pod, like Exeter can be had. They're not what they were. I don't know what their problem is this year, but they're certainly not as strong as they have been, and Leinster just patience them until they won.
As their, as far as their forwards as of right now, if you can neutralize Sam Simmons, which is a task, don't question that. If you neutralize Sam Simmons, they don't have a lot of forward guys that are shocking teams right now.
But that's why I'm wondering is it that much of a task? And when I say that, that's not, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Sam, because it's not where I'm going with it. It's not that he's easy to contain. It's that if you look up and down Exeter, it's the day viewers, right? As much as and you're right to dislike him as getting the praise that he was getting from what the fuck were they talking about anyway?
Yeah, if Dave Ewers is scoring your tries, you got a problem anyway.
Right.
So
so who else do you really have to worry about, though? Like, and it's
as far as ball carriers, I don't know.
Like Johnny Gray and Johnny Hill are kind of tough to tackle, but you say, okay, so you
They're not going to break the line.
You hit your double tackles there. Other than that, you put your fastest forward on Sam Simmons. You say, look, that's your job. You follow him. You help make the tackle every time he gets the ball. And you can do that. You can take one of your guys out of defense and just mark him. Because they don't really have much else as a threat.
Right. And, Baxter, like, you got to get away from, number one, you got to get away from Ian Witten. He is useless.
Oh, that was just, what are you doing?
You're taking Woodburn off for him. Like,
right.
what the
fuck?
Why?
First off, why is he even on your
where is Fakunu Cordero? Like, what the Josh Hodge? Like, one of these two guys can turn it on and give you that spark you need, because they needed it. By the time Leinster kind of took control of this thing, they needed that spark. Ian Witten is not going to give you that by any means whatsoever. No. Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
just like, absolutely stupid.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so your pack features Vermeulen, who I can respect, Ewers, who is just a caveman, Sam Skinner, who's a bit of a hybrid sometimes. He can play second row, he can play six. And Kirsten, who's basically a second row, and again, same mold as almost a similar mold as Skinner. So where is your true seven? Where is your seven? Where like
Capstick? But he's not
that
playing.
Is it. That's the guy. Like, you need he has no balance to this back row.
Right.
If it's Sam Simmons and everybody else, you need some balance to this back row, and that is the problem right there. And Leinster knew it. Right. So that's why they said, you know what, we're going to pick on Sam Simmons, and if somebody else can beat us, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Tommy O said, "Yeah, I'll step up and take that challenge." And then they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, we'll just make sure you don't do anything again either."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was like even Hogg was
a little ghosty, yeah.
Yeah, just but that all comes down to that no fetchers in that forward pack, except obviously the exception of Sam. No disrespect, but you can always stop one.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have some attacking in that lineup.
Yep.
And that's really killed Exeter pretty much all year, is that the fact that they can't attack, can't really challenge the defense. Some of them they can, yeah. Some of them they don't know to stop Sam Simmons. They don't care. They just play their normal defense, and they're stupid like that. And that's
those are the ones that get torn apart.
Right.
On the other side of the coin, the boys in blue, loads and loads and loads of credit needs to go to Ross Byrne.
Clangers.
Just, and people are, when Sexton went down, there are a lot of people that may have worried. And really, if you know this Leinster team, you shouldn't have, because Ross Byrne's been doing this the whole time. Like, he's been controlling this team and running this team for quite a while now. So that shouldn't have been worrisome to anybody that wanted Leinster to win this match.
Right.
And he showed it for sure. So I applaud him. And obviously, there's a lot of other guys that stepped up huge in this match. Larmer with 2 tries, and he found ways to get them both down. I was like, that works.
Count them. Yep, count it.
Yep, and you saw James Lowe had a couple of hammerhead plays, but he knew he didn't have a good Six Nations, so he's trying to impress again, all over again. He knows
he has to.
He's kind of back to that square one, which sucks, but still la vie. So he knows it. Mm-hmm. And good credit to him. Hugo Keenan looks every bit the form he's been the whole time. This Leinster team played quite well at the same time. So don't take anything away from them at all.
Right. I mean, it's easy to make it sound easy, right? But Leinster played their balls off, and all credit to them.
Van der Fleer was amazing.
Yes, of course.
They had all the pieces that you need to beat an Exeter team, and as soon as they finally woke up, they started to do everything they needed to do, and it was easy to do.
And it also helps when you have I recall Ruddock, Van der Fleer, and Conan all taking significant carries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not 13, 9, and 11 between. You do that, and you look across the board. But Dave Ewers had 21. Dave Ewers is your leading carrier.
Dave Ewers was your leading carrier. There is a problem.
Vermeulen,
you are not winning a match with him having the most carries.
Right. Vermeulen with 5, Simmons with 7. Johnny Gray, Johnny Hill 9 and 10. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's
You
not
had
good.
3 players, 3 of your
LCD with
forwards have
11.
more parries than Sam.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, what are you doing? So
Yeah.
I like these stats. These are great. But yeah, but that's how you beat a team like Exeter and
Yeah.
or Leinster, both with great defenses. But you
Mhm.
throw, you split whatever 40 carries between 3 players, not Dave Ewers.
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah.
fucking Ewers.
Jesus.
21 carry. What the fuck are you doing?
Why is he carrying that much? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, in a sense, if Leinster's game plan was let's make one of these fucking idiots carry it a bunch, it worked.
Yeah,
It worked.
and the thing is, if you're Leinster and you're looking up and down that Chiefs roster, who do you want getting 21 carries? Which one are you picking?
He's probably near the top of the list, no doubt.
Right. I don't want LCD getting 21 carries. Fuck
No,
that.
I don't, because he will do
Kill my-
damage.
Yeah. So, and although maybe Jack Mondrick is probably bad if your scrum half has 21
Yeah,
carries.
you don't want
But
that
other
either,
than
but
that-
different than that.
Right. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done with this
Jack
one.
Monder having more than a couple carries usually indicates that something went wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's the right team won. End of
Yep.
story. And I'm sorry, yes, England get no semifinalists in this case. That is deserved. Neither team
womp.
rocked up.
Oh, yeah, which goes on to ask, to beg the question. I know that's not really the term, but fuck it. How much better is England rugby? And I'm putting on my troll hat here. How much better is England rugby as a whole when Saracens were the Premiership?
Obviously, it's got something to it. I don't think you can question it
Because
and say there's nothing to it.
Right. No team makes it past the quarterfinals. In the Champions Cup, there's what they finished 4th, 5th in Six Nations. Because their best players aren't really prepared.
No, they weren't prepared at all.
Well, not to mention the coach fucking sucks, but that's a
Yeah,
different
that's a
story.
different story for a different day.
They still went to the World Cup finals with those players. So and now they're dropped like a fucking stone in the Six Nations because they're not ready. So there it is.
Yeah,
I said
think it's
it.
obvious. I think it's obvious. We'll see how it goes from here out. Sunday's matches. Oh, there was so much bad about this. If there is this was an opportunity for top 14 and rugby in general to have good adverts, and it was not good at all. At all.
160 minutes.
No tries.
0 tries. More than 160 minutes.
And there was not like the rugby wasn't that good. Like you can manage that and have good rugby. The rugby wasn't that good. The team that played the best is probably Toulouse. Like, and now that's it.
Yeah.
And they were a bit of a shell of their normal selves. And I understand these are 2 teams or 4 teams that all know each other quite well. And it was just wow.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. None of them tried to score tries.
No, none of these teams wanted to take
they got close. They got a penalty, and they said, "Okay, I'm going to kick for points," and that was it. There was no, "Hey, let's go for corner this time. Let's try to take," because you need somebody to do that. If nobody does that, this is what you get. If nobody decides that they want to have some balls, this is the kind of rugby you get, and that's just not. This is why I hate taking the points. The whole. Going by the book of taking the points.
Yeah, you can't always.
You got to know the flow of the game and say, you know what, this is our game.
Can't be super robotic.
Fuck that. We're gonna score a try.
Yeah. Bordeaux and Bordeaux. It sucks that Camille Chat had to leave this game early. Jelly Bear had the clangers to hit the winner.
Yep.
But really, in between that, there wasn't much.
No,
there really wasn't.
And that's why I'm kind of happy that Rossing didn't win.
No,
it's
they didn't deserve it.
No, fuck you guys. As much as I love the players, individual players, that's your match. This is your match to lose, and
they totally screwed it up.
And you didn't try to win.
Yeah, Balmany played quite good in shots place, and I understand playing 80 as a hooker is not a picnic, but at the same time, there was a lot more they could have done as a team, and it was really unfortunate to see that whole thing. So, the players that they have did not do the job they needed to step up and do, and
No,
that
was Emhoff
cost
even
them.
on the field? I like
Right, that was one guy I was waiting till he
yeah,
can score out of nowhere. Where the fuck was he?
right. He just took the day off.
Good Lord.
Like when I see that much, it's the Dave Ewers thing. If I see a lot more of Kurtley Beale, including him having to, did he? Yeah, he right. He had a blood sub,
Mhm,
so he was off for 10 minutes. And
mhm.
even so, I saw him doing a lot more involved than Emhoff, and that's not. I love Kurtley Beale, but I want Emhoff
As a
to.
center, better,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
And as a person, but
Right. Goofy
yeah,
looking
where the
dude.
fuck is Emhoff? Where the
Mhm.
fuck?
Yep, not good.
And
And
Joseph too didn't was
yeah,
invisible
he
compared to
could have
his.
easily taken over this match
Yeah,
had he decided to, and really it just like it was as if this team this Racing team decided they didn't want to take this game by the scruff of the neck.
yeah, because
And
like
that was really sad.
he's the guy you want running in the loose inside the other team's 22,
Hmm.
and they just didn't really. That's not the game they played.
Nope.
So yeah, you just basically took your best player, one of your best runners in the forward, certainly, just right out of the game.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then over to Marcel Michelin. Yeah, just not a whole lot better, honestly.
No.
You know, we lost Camilo Lopez early, and that was unfortunate for
Yeah.
Claremont. It just there was the players that you read on both on all four of these teams, but you know, on these two teams, I see Peno, Matsushima, Moala, Raka, you know, Yato, Fritz Lee, and then even, you know, going to the bench, Bezzy and
Mhm.
Aotearoa, like for Claremont, and then Toulouse, you have the names like Marchand and Kano
Kobe.
and Tolafoa and Dupont and Intimac, and you know, LaBelle played pretty well the other week, and he disappeared. Cheslin Colby was more or less a ghost. It's
Mhm.
very unfortunate to have, and even Malvaca off the bench for Toulouse as their backup hooker. Like the spark
And
possibility was there. Yeah, fucking hell, you know, freaking dink that he is. Like even him, I was like, we might get something out of this. Nope,
Yeah.
nope.
And I was impressed by Zach Holmes. I'll say that. I liked what I saw of him, but it just didn't see like, you know. But that's okay. Put it this way, that's what I would want from him, his performance, right? But it's everybody else kind of. So I want to give him credit for playing up to his standard, being one of the few who played up to the standard.
Yeah, right. It's like, good job, you did everything you were supposed to do.
Yes.
Sorry, your teammates didn't fucking help you out.
Right.
So
they
it was
all had a shit.
Yeah, it was quite shit. But we have our semifinalists. We have
Mm-hmm.
this feels a little bit like Champions Cup of old with Leinster and a bunch of French teams. So we have Toulouse playing Bordeaux on Saturday, May 1st, and then we have La Rochelle and Leinster playing on May 2nd. Should be very interesting. I think we know the likeliest outcome here, but we'll see. With Toulouse playing Bordeaux, that being that's probably more of a problem for Toulouse than La Rochelle playing Leinster. I think Leinster could take over, but if La Rochelle played like they did last week, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That was a fucking
So we'll
I
see what
assume
they've
this
got
is
in the
going to
locker room.
be kind of a very much a, like you said, from day to day. I think the all French match is going to be like the two all French matches last week, and the La Rochelle Leinster is going to be like the Saturday matches last week. Fucking crackers.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I test Toulouse and Leinster will be our finalists, but we'll see what happens come. Leinster will be playing kind of gimme matches almost, or exhibition fixtures, and obviously Toulouse and the other teams are going to be all tucked into top 14 and trying to battle for that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Quick on the whip around, and oh, good Lord. I'm sorry if you watched MLR this past weekend. I can't tell you what the fuck is wrong with the commentary team that did the LA and Arrows game, as well as the Austin and NOLA team. This is the commentary team that is the home commentary team for NOLA. They are awful.
Oh, they are awful.
They're
terrible.
There is grass growing that is way more exciting than these guys.
And knowledgeable about rugby.
Yes, that is true too. And just
or even the teams, even like they can't, they can't even barely do the homework to identify players
Right.
well, and no.
So they're awful. But as far as the scores go, LA beat Toronto 43-16. Austin scored one at the death to beat NOLA. San Diego lost to Houston 32-34. Hey, Houston scored points. Who knew? Rob Shaw separated his shoulder in that match, unfortunately. Seattle beat Utah 20-15. Seattle finally woke up, and then New York.
Well, Utah's not they're not terrible, I guess. But,
No, they're not bad. We put a good stick on them. And then New York beat Atlanta down in ATL 27-17. Free Jacks are back in action this weekend. It's going to be awesome to see Mtembu on the freaking cards.
That will be pleasant.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been talking about their back row being
a little bit more bolstered. Should be nice. I'm looking forward to it.
I will enjoy it.
Same.
Although, is it on fucking NSN Plus again?
Might be.
I'm really annoyed by this. Why bother going with the Rugby Network when NSN just steps in and fucks us,
blacks it out? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I agree. But yeah, if you're out there and you can watch the Rugby Network, please do so. It's free.
Right. And actually, what I have tended to do now is just VPN around it. So
yeah, do that to the best of our abilities over here.
Right. Okay. I still watch for the Rugby Network. So
Yahoo!
Not illegally. I just VPN into it from outside of from not in
New England,
Boston.
Yeah. Right. All right. That starts it thing that we'd like to do over here. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do I start?
I think you're batting up first here.
The Highlanders Blues.
Yes.
All right. These teams are kind of mediocre defensively, but they're that means more fun for attack. But the Highlanders are strong against the fly halves, loose forwards, and locks, but they're weak against the front rows, outside backs, and centers, which is probably not a great place to be in Super Rugby. The Blues are strong against locks and outside backs. They're weak against the front rows, the centers, and scrum halves. So for the Highlanders, front row is a go in this one. Mitch Hunt, Theo Tompkinson, and Scott Gregory. I kind of like how they're doing this because they're keeping Gregory away from the wing where he can't
where he screws up a bunch.
Right. But they're keeping him on for his attack, and he is actually a pretty ballsy defender, so good for him. And Josh Ioane. So I like what I'm seeing from the centers of the Highlanders team this week. On the other side for the Blues, their front row, Caleb Clark, of course, Reiko Ioane, Mark Talea, Parafeta are all good to go.
Right. Chiefs Crusaders. Chiefs are obviously leaky. Crusaders are a little bit stronger in defense for fantasy purposes. For the Chiefs, Kalen Boshier, the other Boshier, played pretty decent. Even again, he scored some points. So even against this tough Crusaders team, I would give him a thumbs up, especially since some people are going to be looking for things to get away from, like Artie. You got to find an option besides him. Brad Weber is absolutely 100% still worth the play, even though Crusaders are one against halfbacks or near the top of that either way.
He's a different type.
Yeah, he's a completely different mold. He's one of those that's almost indefensible. So if he's in the lineup, you're playing him. Chiefs front row is going to have a tough matchup this week. I'm not saying sit them, but man, again, we talked about it last week with the whole thing where you can't really sit a front row, but man, temper those expectations. You know, maybe if you can set up a home run at another position, try and do so.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, for the Crusaders, Colin Grace, good performer at loose forward for the Crusaders, and Chiefs are worst against the loose forwards, or at least down there. Yeah. So, whoops. Find Ganuku. After last week, I think the Crusaders would be smart to find him a spot in the 15 from here out. So I would play him for sure. Jack Goodhue, if he's healthy, he came off injured. He is not the same center he was for fantasy last year. So I would go ahead and find somebody else. Maybe you can probably trade bait. That's a name. So just here you go, Jack Goodhue. Who wants it? You'll find somebody worthy of grabbing a hold of that.
Over to the Aussies. Force versus Waratahs. Well, this is interesting. It'll be Force hosting the team that they've already beaten. That'll be the first time in a while for them. But they're also two just god awful fantasy defenses. They're 8 and 10 in the comp. So, but they're also not. These aren't great scoring teams. So it's not like there's much to choose from here. So for the Force, start their fly half, whoever it is. If it's McIntyre or Miotti, go. Kane Koteka, Byron Ralston, Everyone else, yeah. On the other side for the Waratahs, the guys who do score for them should score very well. So Harrison, Fochetti, Newsom, Maddox, those are guys who I'm hoping will put up points. Newsom, is veering towards show me territory. So this is like the last time I'm gonna. This is his last go with it.
Your last chance.
Yeah. You're on warning, dick face.
Oh man. All right. Rebels and Brumbies. This will be very interesting, considering last week's results for both teams. Dane Hale-Petty sounds like he'll be available soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. If he's out there, play him. Michael Wells, probably the most consistent loose forward for the Rebels. So if you're in need of that, that's a good spot to go. Back to the Stacey Ely shit show. Without Hodge, and God, I hope he's okay. Ugh, that was a nasty injury. Without him, he becomes irrelevant again. So that goes bye-bye, especially against the Brumbies.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stacey. For the Brumbies, this will be interesting because they don't have a whole lot to play for right now. They're firmly the home team for the semifinal right now. They can't get above the Reds, and they really can't be caught. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so Tom Banks, he's definitely been the outside back on fire for the Brumbies. So if he's in, you're playing him. Duh. Isaac Fines might be your halfback this week.
Yep. For
the Brumbies because he's because again we talked about as I mentioned, this could potentially be a nothing game for them, so they may just rest guys. On the other side of it, Ryan Lonergan, who's the other halfback, not the same type as Fines, so I'm not sure I'd be really excited to play him. Of the weeks,
my start of the week, I mentioned him kind of in passing. I focused on the guy that I'm waving a stink eye at. But Lalakai Fochetti, the Waratahs, has a very good matchup, and he's been scoring fairly well recently. So
start of the week, nice.
That's the start of the week.
Okay, my guy steered his team to a near impossible victory last week, and I think he's got him to find another big performance with a much weaker side and some big things on the cards for his club. So for my start of the week for round 9 of Super Rugby, it's former Jaguares and current force fly half Diego Miotti.
There you go. And yes, I was saying to start him if he's starting. Yep, agreed. For the sits of the week. This is I'm nervous about this one, but you mentioned it the other way around, but the Chiefs are number 1 in the comp against the front row.
Oh,
so, my sit of the week is the Crusaders front row.
That's ballsy. I like it.
They also haven't been scoring all that well.
Yeah, sometimes Cody Taylor hasn't been himself for whatever reason, and he's the one that usually gets it done.
I'm not complaining.
For my sit of the week, he's been pretty good this season. I'm not picking on him and saying he's been awful. I'm picking on him because of the opposition he's about to play and his popularity. His position is going to take his opposition is going to take the hammer down because it's going to help them secure a home final if they do. And I have a feeling they're going to just kill his position, and that sucks. So my sit of the week for round 9 of Super Rugby is Chiefs flyer Nanai Sotoro.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're probably
all right.
I don't disagree. That's not bad.
We return to the Prem.
What is this? English rugby?
What is this thing that we do here?
Full noise?
Yeah, full noise. That'll be good.
It's gonna be. I haven't seen these teams. I can't remember the last time we saw these teams.
All these teams going full bore. We'll see.
Right. So yeah, but I'm excited for it. Obviously, as one is. So, but I kick it off with Saints versus the Irish. The Saints. So what I'm interested in is this: the Saints have had their week off. No, they played, didn't they?
They played last week.
Okay, right. And they still have something to play for.
Yeah.
Oh, they lost. That's right.
They did lose.
Nothing to play for. So everything's going into the Prem at this point. So they'll score. They'll give up some points, but they'll score, as we've seen recently.
Yes.
They will put up points. So basically, the whole back line. Whoever's at 9, I'm guessing it'll be Mitchell. Bigger, Slightholm, Nayarvoro, Francis, Hutchinson, Collins, Freeman, Furbank. Just fucking play them. Yep. On the other side, for the Irish, it's the usual suspects. The Ollie Hassel-Collins, Theo Burfey-Clues, Curtis Rona, Ben Loader, Parton, Like if they're playing, yeah, go for it. Because
Yep.
maybe not so much in the forwards, but the Saints will leak in the backs.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Exeter and Wasp. Exeter, tough outfit as usual. Wasps are a wee bit leaky, and we'll see what this Wasp attack looks like. That's kind of going to be the question mark in this match, I believe. For Exeter, Gray is just 5% owned. I'm actually surprised about this. He's super consistent. I would absolutely pay the price for him if
Isn't he expensive?
He's a little expensive. That's the only
Yeah.
problem. But man, he's every bit that you need in the second row. So there's worse off. Anyway, if you got him, play him. Joe Simmons is back to being Mr. Consistency at fly half, especially in the FRD department. So I give him a thumbs up, especially in this match. Guy kind of poo-pooed on before. Giannis Kirsten, too highly owned, not consistent enough at all. If you're in a pinch in FRD, play him. He's a lock. So you could do worse. On the other side of the coin for the Wasps, Odogwu, despite the opposition, still gets the green light for me in this one, and he absolutely should. Tom Willis, going to be a forward-heavy match because it's Exeter. He's one of their better ones, so I give him a thumbs up. And then, man, on the other side, I love the kid, but Umaga, another too highly owned guy, not having a good year, wrong opposition on top of all that. So I'd put him on the pine if you could.
Give him a seat. Off to what's sure to be a cracker of a match, Sale versus Gloucester. Sale, yeah, this could be interesting. Actually, this could be interesting because Gloucester, again, have shown that they're capable of putting shit together. And Sale have shown that they're capable of falling shit apart. So, I make fun, but it could be actually a cracker of a match potentially. But for the fantasy wise, Acker, Dan Dupria, AJ, Quirk in FRD, I think, even if he's a backup.
He seems to have it in him. I don't know what it is. Love it.
There's enough scrum halves that aren't so much scoring points if they're starting Faf. Whereas Quirk will put up like close to 10 even in just a 20-minute patch. So worth a start even if he's a backup. On the other side, you look for Gloucester, you're looking at Slater, Barton, and Louis Rees-Zammit are the guys. They're really the horses that I think you're going to be relying on the rest of this year. Give a sit to one Jonathan May.
Yeah, definitely.
No, not certainly against Sale.
That's the worst opposition for that for sure. All right, Quins and Worcester. This will be interesting. We'll see what both these teams look like, especially off some rest. For the Quins, Lina or Green should be an auto start at this point, especially this week. Give him a thumbs up. James Chisholm, I'm actually going to recommend this week. Could be, I know, right? How's that taste coming out? He could be an option with the soft opposition this week. So
I didn't have to say
one thing. On the other side of the coin for the Quins, Garcia Bota, props are tough to nail down. He's not the one I'm going to go look for. If anything for your Quins prop, you're going to go for low. So that's the guy I would be looking for, not Garcia Bota. For the Warriors, Francois Venter. Lawrence returning provides balance to that midfield. Not expected to do much necessarily this week because Quins are tough up the middle, but good long-term, however long-term that is at this point. I play him either way, honestly. I have him, and I'm going to play him in a couple leagues, so we'll see how that goes. Billy Searle could be a potential option at 10 this week. I know some people are going to be a little desperate for 10s. Some are hoarding them, and that's just how it goes.
He'll be around. He's been playing, so
yeah. So he's probably going to be the starting 10. So I'd give that a thumbs up. And on the other side, Ashton, avoid it. Not a great option unless you're super desperate.
Isn't he suspended?
Is he suspended?
I thought he got banned because he didn't get a red card.
Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Good, keep it that way. Either way, definitely don't go picking him up. But just he's not an option I even want to go seek out like in FRD. I don't want to waste a roster spot on that.
Right.
No thanks.
Nope. Over to up. Sorry, not over. Up. Way up. Newcastle versus Bristol.
To the tune.
Bristol are just. So speaking of teams that have really nothing to play for at this point, and are rested. That's Bristol, who lost 2 weeks ago and had a week off to stew about it while, preparing to take on the Prem and maintain their top position. So I'm not sure I want to be Newcastle, and I'm not sure I want to start anyone from Newcastle. So it's really the guys who are going to get their points no matter what because of what they do. Byron McGuigan, Peterson,
George
certainly in the rugby mag, will still have lineouts and whatnot. That'll be okay. And then Stevenson and Penny in the backs. Certainly Stevenson from as a midi in FRD.
Mm-hmm.
This is, but then get to the other side, it's fucking everybody. I mean, I was just going up and looking at that, up and down where this, this full noise Bristol team that we have, I don't think we've seen once this year, because they have injury and all that stuff. But like,
see if Thacker gets back, even that'll help too.
Right. And then Vui, Luatua, Ben Earl, Nathan Hughes, Urine, Sheedy, Radra O'Connor, whoever the fuck is at wing. And Malins is probably playing. He's
playing somewhere for sure.
Go.
Yeah.
And sorry, Newcastle.
Yeah.
I loved you guys.
Godspeed to Newcastle. Thankfully, there's no relegation this year.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. To the Sunday match. Bath and Leicester. Bath, obviously, we know are leaky, and Leicester are actually fairly strong. So with that, Will Muir, he's a midi playing outside back, as we talked about Stevenson, and he looks good. On top of that, he passes the eye test by far. So I'd give him a go if he's in the lineup. Cam Redpath is back. Give him a go if you have him. Go for it. No, don't even bat an eye. On the other side of it, Josh Matavesi, gotta see it now. Absolutely, I gotta see it. I'm sorry. I love him as a person and a player, but that is not fantasy worthy right now. For the Tigers, Nandolo should be on his return if he's not there yet. If he's in, again, another one of those guys you don't want to hesitate to throw in.
Yep.
For the back row, Luke Wallace could be a dark horse option this week. Scores well when he plays, especially in TRM, and he's fairly cheap. So that would be somebody I would keep my eye out for. Usually scores around 25-30, so that's pretty good. Harry Wells, not sure if I buy this hot streak he's on. Had 3 good games in a row. I'm waiting for the bottom to fall out at this point. So I think it's this week. So there's that. I don't care how leaky Bath are. He's not that good of a player. Of the weeks. So I went with a guy who, he's pretty standard as a guy who you're gonna play. This time, he's not Sam Simmons, but you still would go not terrible having captained him this week because I like his matchup. And it's Harlequins number 8, Alex Dombrant. Yep. Well, don't start him now because I got him as the start of the week. Yeah, he's rested. He's angry. He's ready to lead his team into the semifinal at this point.
What you've done, Worcester.
Yeah, I think he gets off to a flyer as well. So my start of the week is also Prem for Quins is big ball carrying number 8, Alex Dombrant.
All right.
Ooh, Millie. All right. Well, start of the week. Let's see what we got here. Probably not the same.
Probably not the same. I mentioned him in mine, in my wrap up of it. He's going up against Sale, and he pisses me off in general. So I'd like it when I can kind of take a dump on him because I know he's going up against Sale and probably won't do much. So it's Jonathan May.
Oh, man.
Fucking sit him. Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you fantasy.
Everybody else. Eddie won't. My state of the week, his club were recently eliminated from Europe, and I'm not saying his fault, but he's just not the guy that should be taking the helm against opposition he's playing this week in particular. I'm not sure he turns it around either. I do like him, I swear.
Harshly.
I do love him, I swear. I really like him as a player, as a person. But my state of the week for round 16 of the Prem is Wasp Wiley veteran Jimmy Gopperth.
Yes. We at the Fantasy Rugby Yanks podcast love Jimmy Gopperth. Just it's not his year.
No, it's not. It's not his fault.
Right.
It's really not his fault.
He's looking his age, unfortunately, and hopefully it can turn around. Because hell, I was saying the same thing about Mike Brown, so it can turn around on a dime.
Yeah, quick whip through on the Champi-Yanks League semifinal and Champions Cup. Ben managed to just. You got the better, George, didn't you?
No.
Oh, but yeah, George got you, but George is ravaged because he's lost a lot of guys to guys getting knocked out. So that's one championship matchup. The other one is Duncan is just taking it to Anton. On the bottom half of the bracket, it's me and Mark, and Mark's blowing me out of the water, and it's a pillow fight between Justin and Carrick for the Super Rugby thing. I actually had a decent week, but I played Justin, and Justin just put a fucking score up.
Oh, these are Oh shit, this is interesting.
What?
There's 2 weeks of the semifinal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
how
I get to play
semifinals
George
work.
again. Oh, so I get
Yeah.
to play George again. Oh, this is
Absolutely.
great. Oh, it's not
Absolutely.
over.
No,
I
that's
didn't do
totally
this.
not over.
Oh, this is great. All right.
Yeah. And he got you. He looks like he got you this week in Super Rugby, though.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
This is why we give him the coffee, because he's the fantasy rugby geek, and
Right.
he will-
Although I would, you know what? The shitty thing is, I would beat everybody else but Justin. And that's just fantasy for you right there.
Yeah,
That's 100% fantasy for you.
it is.
Mark beat Carrick and a squeaker, not a squeaker, but it was also another pillow high fight. And this one was Duncan and Anton as well. Coming up this week, we have Prem Rugby returns. We have the run-in. We have 3 weeks left in FRD for Premiership. So hang on to your hats, kiddos, and buckles up. I'm going to take on George. Ben's going to get his crack at Carrick. It's all in conference matchups for the next 3 weeks. You're going to replay your conference. Justin and Anton are going to do battle the Safas, and then Mark and Duncan get to throw down. Going down to Super Rugby this weekend. It'll be, oh shit, I missed it. Where'd it go? There it goes. Hey, wait a minute. Get back here. I do. I got you.
Yep, we're playing each other.
We have each other, so the dollar is back. Although I think
Funny.
it's advantage you at this point.
Okay, I figured we were even.
We were close to even. I think it might be advantage you after the other week. Mark and Duncan are gonna take each other on. George and Carrick, as well as Justin and Anton get to do battle again. Have fun, boys.
Good.
You guys can make a little side bet for the Sapas. And for those that might need a wee bit of a refresher, the Prem TRM rankings right now. Anton leads the group, and it's everybody else chasing, although not too many people that far behind. You and Duncan are keeping it close. Carrick is holding up the bottom of the league at this point. He's about 200 points behind Justin. So, and good on Mark for this is his first time going around with TRM, and he's in sixth, so he's not bottom. So good on him.
Good job.
Way to be, Mark. Okay, let's do pick 'em and we can get Fagoot.
All right then.
Highlanders and Blues.
This
means a lot to the Blues.
Yeah, and I think the Highlanders are realizing they're creaky, and I think they're So I'm gonna go Blues.
Okay, yeah, me too. Crusaders and Chiefs. Sorry, this is not the year that the Chiefs quite do it.
I'm not picking the Chiefs. Are you crazy?
Yeah, Crusaders.
I mean, so put it this way. We talked about last week the Crusaders coming off of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're really pleased with that win?
No, they're not amazing about it. No,
the last place team took them to bonus time. No, so I expect the Chiefs to feel the full wrath of the Crusaders how the Hurricanes didn't either weathered very well or didn't quite face. So either way, two disappointing performances for the Crusaders in a row means
bad news for the next team.
So
over to AU. Force and Wartos. Force can put pressure on the Rebels with this one.
Yeah, of course, because I think the Wartos are just. I think
they've packed it in after firing Penny, which was wrong, but
right. And I don't think this is not they're not going to respond the way the Quins did. It's not that situation.
Right. Rebels and Brumbies. I'm going to gamble that this is a depowered Brumbies team, and that's still a good team, but I still think the Rebels get it done.
Gotcha. I'm going to stick with the Brumbies.
Fair enough.
It's still
not a terrible pick.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of let's make sure we, you don't let a team off the mat.
No, I can certainly
there's
understand
still a chance potentially. So.
Yep. All right, up to the Prem. Northampton and London Irish.
Saints.
Yeah, they're at home. Actually, I just realized that. Granted, that doesn't mean a lot right now, but
they've been playing better,
and they've been playing. So, although Irish did too, but
they did. But the Saints have been playing extremely well. So
they pushed Ulster this past weekend. Pretty sure that was this past weekend, and they had that comeback the week before. Exeter and Wasp. Sorry, Wasp.
Yeah.
Exeter.
Sale
and Gloucester. Sanderson's gonna fucking fire some rockets up some asses. So I'm gonna back the Sharks.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing how they respond, but I think they win.
Yeah, Quins and Worcester. Sorry, Warriors. It's also at the Stoop, so that's not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Newcastle, Bristol.
Bristol.
Bears,
Bristol just
yeah.
stomp. They just fucking mud hole stomp.
Yeah, and they've kind of come good and come correct. And Lamb's kind of realized the error of his ways when he was a little pissy the other weekend and is taking it on the chin now.
Yeah.
So at least he accepts that. Bath and Leicester.
Bath.
Yeah. Shit, I gotta catch you anyway. I'll pick Leicester. Fucking Tigers.
But yeah, I think
I will still be cheering for the blue, black, and white. But
right,
I'll also have
business,
it.
Leicester.
Yeah, it's just business.
It's not what I want to do. It's what I have to do.
It was only my job. That old bullshit. Oh. Okay. All right. So Free Jacks are back in action. We're back to the Prem this weekend. Six Nations is on Friday, it looks like. I'll have to double confirm that, but that's what the website says at least.
7. No, they're both 17 April. So they're both on Saturday.
Okay.
According to the website, which I fucking hope the website's right.
The website's right. All right. I keep seeing things wrong, obviously. I can't read. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we'll be back next week as usual. We'll be on our back on our game for Saturday or Friday with our starts and sits for that whole thing. So we'll be back to that. Other than that, Fantasy Rugby Podcast at gmail.com. We are starting a second tier of Champi-Yanks League for next year. So if you're interested, get in touch with us. Get in touch with one of the guys.
This has been awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
It's really cool to have, all the same guys around for one league. So yeah, I will definitely do a second one, and I would encourage people to do it. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the cool thing is the way things are set up right now is we can see a league, but still let everybody else play in it right now, not us. So that's the good news about all that. So yeah, second tier. If you were interested in it and you just kind of couldn't quite commit, this is your chance. We're going to be looking for 8 more owners. So I
don't highly recommend things that aren't fun. Even if it would benefit me this way anyway. No, this is a lot of fun. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Tweet at us if you want, because you're clearly must be wasting time or bored at work. Other than that, we'll catch you guys next week, and thanks a lot for hanging out with us.
Later.
Cheers.